Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage on Christmas Day. So, Merry Christmas. I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful day with your friends and family and loved ones, and hopefully the spirit of the season was with you and you had a wonderful day. But I know that there are some people out there, and I guess this is kind of my Christmas message. I know that there are some people out there, in fact, there's some people that are very close to the Texas Gun Vault that I know that have helped me out with the channel that are going through some rough times right now. And I hope that things get better soon. You know who you are, and I'm rooting for you. And I don't know if you guys are aware, because many people are new to my channel and what I do and me as a personality, but 8 years ago, and I won't talk about the specifics, but about 8 years ago, I was in the darkest place I had ever been in my entire life. In fact, I remember that Christmas Eve and that Christmas Day, and I didn't know what the future was going to hold, and I had to go through some rough times. And it was just something that I would never wish upon my uh, biggest enemies. However, because I went through that time in my life, I was able to meet my wife, and I can tell you that I would do it all again to be in the same place that I am now. So I don't know how much that helps people right now that are in dark places, that are depressed, unsure about the future, worried or anxious. And sometimes, the Christmas season can be difficult for people going through tough times, because I know what that was like. I just want you to know that I believe everything happens for a reason and everything has a purpose, and that there are brighter days ahead. And sometimes it's not just the coupling of Christmas time that can get people depressed, especially if you're going through difficult times in your life. It's also that I think the world is in the midst of winter. The days are short. The vegetation around us is dead. All the trees are brown. The leaves are off everything. They're on the ground, and it's just everything feels dead and cold and desolate. And couple that with anxiety and depression, I know that it can be a hard time for people. And hopefully everyone that's watching this video tonight or today or whenever you're watching it is in a wonderful place, surrounded by loved ones, and had a great, great holiday. But if you are not, I know that better days are ahead. And I believe that things happen for a reason, and sometimes we don't see the greater plan. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I know that here at the Texas Gun Vault, I'm looking forward to a great year. I have so much content ready to be released next year. In fact, last night on Christmas Eve, I finished the range report on the SCAR 20S, and I set the release date for that for October the 27th of 2025. That's how far ahead I am on videos, with 2 range reports or gun videos a week to be released. Already set, in the can, filmed, and ready to go. So probably in the next month or so, I'll be into 2026. And that is absolutely, absolutely amazing. So I have a feeling that 2025 is going to be a great year. I guess to give you a little bit of an update, you guys know a few days ago I talked about how my channel got a warning. Sometimes I'm worried that can be a sign of things to come, but luckily it's been 5, I guess going on 6 days now. And unlike the original time when this happened, everything kind of happened at once. It was just that. Nothing else has happened to the channel. I'll keep giving you updates. So right now we're on day 5 or day 6 of the warning, which is 90 days. So hopefully nothing else will happen. That will fall off and we'll be back to normal. As I said, I'm still going to be running the channel like, I have been. I've been kind of keeping my ear to the ground on other gun channels. I know that some of the other big channels like eclectic had some issues. I talked to GB Guns, Graham Bates, I believe is his name. I know he had an issue where they took down like 40 of his videos or something. And I asked him why. He says he has no idea. He didn't get any strikes, but that was like a few months ago. So I don't know if normally this stuff kind of all happens at once. I mean, it doesn't mean we're out of the the danger zone or anything, but it seems to me that I think we're going to be okay. Um, Everything else on the channel when it comes to its health is fine. The videos are getting approved for things like monetization. Yeah, so no other issues. So hopefully it was just that one video. And every day I cross my fingers when I wake up and look at my phone in the morning that my channel is still there. So that gives me a lot of anxiety, but I think everything's going to be okay. So anyway, hopefully once next month, January the 20th happens and things change and policies change. And now we have somebody and hopefully a DOJ that will be going after these I guess forcing these communities like YouTube or Twitter or whatever, or it's not Twitter, I guess X now, or all those social media platforms. They have to decide if they're going to be a publisher or a platform, and you guys know the difference in the rules. If they're a publisher, it means they're allowed to edit and decide what is put on their platform. However, they are responsible and held liable for anything that's on it. But if they're just a platform, they can't be held liable, but they're not allowed to censor. And those lines need to be more clearly drawn. And hopefully we'll have people in places that will make that happen. So hopefully that's the future. So that's my little Christmas message. So Merry Christmas and kind of an update on the channel. Now are a couple other things that I wanted to share with you. I guess one is a gun talk thing, and that has to do with the future of this build right here. I spent some time in some of the recent videos talking about how I have this 300 blackout rifle with a 16-inch barrel. It never worked right. I have this Yankee Hill machine handguard. And I was trying to figure out what barrel to use. And I think I mentioned that I was going to, go down to like one of the local big box stores that, deals with guns and things, and try to figure out what am I going to do with it. I think I was just going to buy a barrel, because all I need for this is a barrel, a gas block, and I think that's it. And like a muzzle device, like a A2 flash hider, something, And I was hoping to buy something cheap, to use this as like a test bed rifle. And so I went online to the online, catalogs and all that, and I was looking for barrels. And the thing that surprised me, and I guess it's because I haven't built a 16-inch carbine in some time, because the only builds I've been doing are like clone builds, is everybody seems to have gone away from carbine-linked gas systems, which is a big problem because I don't want to spend more money. This is just supposed to be like a simple project. I don't want to drop a lot of money in here. And this handguard is really set up for a carbine-linked gas system because it has this little ring here in the front for the barrel to go through. I can take that out, but I don't like the look of the gas tube coming out further than that and then being in a gas block. I've never liked that look. So I wanted to have everything contained, and in order for that to work on this build, I need a carbine-linked gas system. I've never had a problem with carbine-linked gas systems on 16-inch barrels, but it seems like everybody around here now only sells 16-inch barrels with mid-length gas systems. So I guess that's kind of one of those fads that has changed. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this build now. Some people said, hey, maybe you should go with a 6mm arc like this Noveski. But I was like, no, it's too expensive of ammunition. And then this uses a mid-length gas system, which is too long for this handguard. So I just want to find an affordable 16-inch barrel with a carbine-length gas system in 5.56. That's all I want. And I can't find it. Nobody seems to carry it anymore. And I don't want to necessarily go online and like buy from like a specialty. I just wanted to go down and just have it today. I didn't want to have to wait for it. But that might be the direction I need to go with this. So I kind of wanted to share that with you. And I was just curious if any of you guys do any AR builds. Have you guys noticed that there's been a move to mid-length gas systems over carbine gas systems? And what do you think? I really haven't shot that many mid-length guns. I had no problem with them. I've just always been kind of a carbine length builder, I guess. But maybe I'm just old school. I've been doing this for long enough that it's funny that there's all these fads in the gun world. that I've seen come and go. And I hate to say it, but I think I'm starting to kind of be like an old timer in some ways. So anyway, yeah. See, what else do I got going on? I think I mentioned that I do have here on the workbench for tomorrow, I have this Noveski Batwing that is going to be filmed here in the garage. I've already done all the range footage and edited all of that. So that's going to be on the agenda tomorrow. Oh, what else was it I wanted to tell you about? I guess this is going to be like a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. Maybe you guys would be interested in knowing, but I was contacted by, and I guess for right now, I won't say who it is by name, but you guys can figure it out. I'll just say it's a prominent light company. They make tactical lights, they make flashlights, and they make sights. Okay, you guys know who I'm talking about. A lot of people don't like them because of their past marketing, how they do things. And but they contacted me. I've reviewed a few of their products in the past. Never had an issue with them. Okay, I think they're a fine company. Anyway, they contacted me and said, "Hey, at SHOT Show next year, I guess what, about a month and a half or something, we're releasing a new sight." And they told me what the features of the sight are. I don't know what it looks like. And they said, "Would you review it and would you release the video on this day?" And I replied to them and I said, and you guys know I am not a fan of those gun channels that where everybody releases stuff on the same day because they have those media embargoes, which I don't understand the media embargoes. I would think from a marketing standpoint, you would want people to start to get hyped up about your product. Even if you don't show the product itself, but you say, "Hey, we're coming out with something new," just to kind of get things, going and people excited to be on the lookout for stuff. But all these embargoes just drive me nuts in the gun world. But anyway, they said, "Hey, would you release the video?" And I replied to them at first and I said, "No, I normally would wait a week or 2 weeks before I would release the video. Is that okay?" And they said, yeah, that's fine. I said, because I don't want my video to be just one of those that are always released at the same time. And then they sent me a legal document. And this is something that they've never done before. It was like a 1 or 2 page document. It says, "We need you to sign this before we can send the product out to you." And I looked it over, and it looked relatively simple. It was a NDA, essentially, a non-disclosure agreement saying that you will receive the product and you will not make any mentions of it on social media, your YouTube channel, blah, 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 until this particular date. And I replied to him and I said, "Listen," I said, "I've worked with your company before, but I'm not going to sign any legal documents." Even though it looks relatively simple and I read through it, it doesn't get into any like weirdness. I mean, it's relatively short. I said, "Listen, I'm not going to hire an attorney to look this over to make sure everything's okay and to advise me on it. So I wish you the best of luck on your product release. It sounds like it's going to be good. I've enjoyed your products in the past. Thank you very much. But I'm not going to sign any legal documents, and that's it." So they replied back to me. They seem to be a little bit baffled by my thing, but I don't know about you. I don't care if it's the most simple document. I'm not going to sign anything. I just don't want to get involved in anything like legal contracts, even if they're very simple and very obvious. But they said, "Okay, well, what we'll do then is we'll send you the product after we release it." And I was like, "Okay, that's totally fine. I don't care. I don't need to be there on day one." So anyway, the company that I think you guys know who I'm talking about is releasing a new sight with various reticles, and I believe they're also coming out with one that is enclosed. So because I didn't sign any NDA, I can say all of this stuff, and but I just won't say which company. I'll try to respect them as much as possible, but I think you guys can deduce who that is. So anyway, I just wanted to give you like a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. I know it's kind of boring, like legal stuff, but that's just the way that I run the channel. I try to be upfront. I try to be honest. I don't want to have any legal issues or have any legal connections with any company for that reason, because I want my integrity to be intact, if that makes any sense. So anyway, I didn't sign any NDA. I guess they understood, but I'll end up reviewing the product anyway. So that's all I can tell you, I guess. I have not seen the product. I can't tell you anything else about the sights. I have no idea what they look like. If they look like their old ones, no idea how they work. No idea. All they said was the basic general stuff of when it will be released. So anyway, I guess that's a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. So anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are looking forward to a great new year. I hope everything was wonderful today. If it's not, I know better days are ahead. That's what I know about upcoming products from, I think, some people's favorite or despised flashlight company. And let me know what you guys know about barrels on carbine length and mid-length gas systems, and why has everyone gone to mid-length lately? So there you go. So if you watch to the end of today's video, the word or words of the day, of course, have to be Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas is the word of the day. So thank you for joining me here in the garage. I hope everything is wonderful and amazing for you. And I hope you have a wonderful end of the year. And will join me in 2025 for all the great things to come. So, as always, thanks for watching.